So as you can see in this video, the diet isn't great. If my diet was probably a lot closer to what it is right now, I would have made much more progress. What is good, people? Yesterday I was on YouTube and YouTube recommended one of my own videos to me. It was a full day of eating from like 6 years ago. So what I wanted to do is kind of break down my old gym diet that I used to have, because it's good when you can look back and reflect and see how your diet improves over time. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into this video and watch this mockery of a video. What's good, everyone? It's your boy TJ again, and today is episode 2 of my full day of eating. The hairstyle, let's just say I'm happy I'm not rocking it as it was. When it was lower, it did look better. My first meal, I ran out of bran flakes, so I'm going to go with wheat bix. Probably going to have just like 2 blocks. I usually normally have the semi-skim milk. Things to note so far. Well, first off, the first meal is at 12:30 p.m. I was doing intermittent fasting, so I think my window I used to break was around 12:30, which is similar to now. I do 1 p.m. breaks right now. In terms of breakfast food, that's perfectly fine. So I currently have all bran or bran flakes topped off with some granola. About the next meal, been like about 3 hours. I've got yum yum donuts. Alright, the next thing you can see on the screen is I said that I'm having 2 iced donuts, and that's my second thing I'm going to eat today. I call it a cheat day, but back then I would probably say that every other weekend was probably very similar to this diet. I also used to have Chinese, pizza, chips, quite a lot, so it was very high calorie. So yeah, it wasn't the best. For those of you struggling with your diet and you need some sort of help, I've literally just came out with a nutrition guide, which is super in-depth, going over all the things you need to do to try and improve your diet, which, to be honest, I wish the me in this video actually had, because I could have made way more gains over this 6-year period. Alright, back from gym, so now I'm going to have my post-workout protein shake. I have like a scoop and a half. As you saw 6 years ago, I was still rock with my protein, and what I used to have post-workout was a protein shakes. I used to have a scoop and a half, then I used to have also a scoop and a half of the instant oats. But basically instant oats is just, instead of having porridge oats, it's just like a powdered form for you to kind of add extra calories to your shakes. I used to have that all the time. That used to be my go-to, just to adding more calories and carbs to the day. I currently don't do that. Like, I stopped having the oats thing probably about a year or so after this point here. And in terms of protein shakes, I haven't had protein shakes more than twice in probably over a year and a half, maybe even 2 years. Time for my next meal. I've already chopped up my chicken fillets, so I'm gonna have my chicken wrap now. I'm gonna eat this right before my friends come to play poker. I've got probably about enough to fill 2 wraps, and that should fill me up. I'm gonna have it with my jalapenos, just get an extra spice. Alright, so the next meal, which is 8:30 p.m, which is pretty late, to be honest. This is, like, as of right now, I currently probably have my last meal then completely, but I mentioned in the video just, I'm gonna eat more later. So the meal timings here are very, very sporadic. So for example, the thing I had before this was the instant oats thing after gym, which was probably around 4 or 5 p.m, and then I've jumped all the way 3 hours to having chicken wraps. In terms of having chicken wraps for a meal, perfectly fine. I still have that occasionally too. The one thing I'll say is a drawback is probably the amount of chicken I'm putting in each wrap isn't a crazy amount. Bearing in mind, this was back in the budget days, so that's also why I had the protein shakes back then as well. Just because it was more cost effective to try and reach my protein goal for a day. Chicken wraps as a whole is perfectly fine. What I probably should have introduced though was some actual veg in there. I know I mentioned some jalapenos, but I just literally put like 2 jalapenos in each wrap just to give it spice. There wasn't any sort of like mixed veg or anything to try and plump out the wrap to make it more filling. If it was, the chances are I could probably have 1 mondo wrap rather than 2 very slender wraps. I'm gonna have a few pieces of chicken in it. Bam, and that's 1 wrap done. I'm gonna do another one of that, and I've got a 3rd wrap. I'm just gonna fold up and eat because I like the taste of them. I'm gonna guess that in those 2 wraps, I probably just about had 160 grams of protein. So overall, in terms of the diet, it just could be better so far. So I'm basically gonna back this down me now. I'm gonna try and fix up the place and find a t-shirt when my friends come. Overall, can you notice the difference though in my personality? This is after, I think,
a year and a half of actually filming. It's just shockingly bad. But yeah, in terms of my physique as well, my weight there is probably very similar to what I am now. Obviously the muscle mass definition is quite different. It's been like 5-6 years, so I've gained more size, but that is literally very close to my weight. I think in that video, I think that was 166 pounds. Back then, my physique, in my opinion, was still okay. Like that was after, I think, 2.5 years of training at that point. But this just shows like, that was my physique 6 years ago. To that to now, there is an improvement, but it's not like mad drastic. It's just more in terms of overall aesthetics. And I'm just trying to say that shit takes time. You know what I mean? I probably could have made the difference from that to now, probably in a space of maybe 2.5 years. The problem was my diet. So as you can see in this video, the diet isn't the greatest. If my diet was probably a lot better or a lot closer to what it is right now, I would have made much more progress a lot faster.
As I promised, this is the last meal of the day. Here's my pizza, also my KA drinks.
Those drinks are mad calories.
Because those pieces were so tiny, I bought myself a second one. I'm only gonna have half of it, and Dad's is gonna have half as well. So it's like 9 slices each. That's not bad.
Anyway, so as you just saw, I had, for my last final meal of the day, I just said was that I had one pizza, bought like a small personal pizza, which is 6 slices. And about an hour later, I ordered another one. In the video, I say I'm only going to eat 9, so 1/2 pizzas. But I remember that I actually did end up eating the full 2 pizzas. So I ended up having 12 slices of pizzas. If you add up all the things I had on this particular cheat day, it's just not good. Like me right now, when I have takeaway meals or meals out, it's not to this extent. For example, if I know that I'm going out, for most of the day I'm probably eating right. So if I'm gonna go to TGI Fridays and have dinner, for my breakfast and my lunch, I'm probably still gonna cook things I have at home and still probably make it probably a little bit lower in fat and carbs, because I know I'm gonna have a lot more later on in the day. The biggest thing to kind of take away is that the diet I'm having right there, even though it's not my day-to-day Monday to Friday diet, having that sort of diet every single weekend definitely would have set me back. You know what I mean? My in the week diet, to be honest, wasn't that great in terms of calories, but the foods I ate was still home-cooked foods. But overall, in terms of that particular day, I would class it as a bad diet day. Like, it's a lot far from my diet that I currently have right now. There was no fruits, there was no vegetables, and the biggest thing I can say to you guys is, if you have a diet that's anything like this, you need to stop. Especially if it's one you have daily or even weekendly. You shouldn't be eating like this on a regular basis. Once in a while, fair enough, but if that's your typical diet and you're struggling to see gains, there's a reason for it. Overall, I just found it funny watching this video, and this isn't even the worst one that there is out there. There's much worse ones out there, but I thought this one would be a good one to start with, because it's a cheat day. Anyways people, if you enjoyed the video, please let me know down below. If you want to see me do more of these, like reacting to my older videos, feel free to let me know and comment down below any particular video you may have watched in the past you'd want to see me react to. Doesn't even have to be 4-day eatings, it can be anything. Anyways people, like, comment, subscribe to the video, and you boys out. Deuces, stay gains.